I'm Conner from Half Moon Run, and I'm here with Avril magazine.
Hi, Conner.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
We just want to say congratulations on your new album.
Thank you.
We have some few questions for you.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. It's been 7 years since your first album. What has changed the most in Half Moon Run?
A lot has changed and a lot has stayed the same in a way. I mean, in a way, I can't believe that the band is still my full-time job. When I was starting the band, it seemed unlikely that it was going to work out, just because that's what people tell you. If you're going to get into music, it's a bad idea, and you better have a backup plan, and you'll never make any money. You know,
like photography or styling.
Like photography, like the arts. You know, it's such a hard business, and so the fact that it's still going is incredible to me, and that we're still making records, even though it's only been 3 albums over that period of time. It's just in terms of what has changed, you know. I guess the music, the style of the music has changed a little bit. This record is, well, have you heard the record? Yeah. It's a bit more. I kind of like to say comes out of the smoke a bit. The first record was a bit smoky, you know, and this one kind of comes forward.
Yeah,
so
I was about to ask you actually, because I find the new album is more like fun and a bit happier, and I was wondering, where did that positivity come from? Are the 30s better than the 20s?
Well, like I said, I'm 29, so we'll see about the 30s. But I think maybe in the subject matter there is a little bit more positivity. In the emotion of the music, there is a bit more positivity. But I can't exactly say why. I can't exactly say why. Yeah.
There's actually kind of a duality between the lyrics and the music. So I don't know if it's...
You find the lyrics to be darker,
the music like lighter.
Well, that's something that we've, I think, always done, is kind of blending darkness or sadness with something that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I like that feeling. It's like when you think about, you know, the feeling that you get when you think something nice about someone who has died, and it's kind of a beautiful feeling, but it's also sad. Yeah. It's not like that's bad, you know, that's good. You know, it's right now it's autumn, and you feel that way in autumn too. You know, you feel melancholic. Everything kind of makes you want to cry, and that's like, I like that feeling, you know? And so our music kind of sounds that way.
It's like, actually, when I listen to your music, I'm like, the feeling when you walk in the street listening to music and you think about a breakup, but you're actually kind of happy. That kind of
like, oh yeah, we broke up, but I still, that was good.
There's also, I feel, a retro feeling to the music. Like Black Diamond is a bit 50s, 60s, and Jello on My Mind is like bluesy. Which artists inspire you from the past?
A lot. I love music from the 60s and the 70s and the 50s. On this record, we listen to Fleetwood Mac a lot. Okay. Like Favorite Boy is like, we tried to make the drums sound like Fleetwood Mac. Okay. And other bands from the 70s like Elton John.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Yeah, and the piano.
Yeah. I was like, am I gonna say it because I'm not a music critic?
No, you're right for sure. Yeah, no, Elton John. I love the Rolling Stones a lot.
Yeah. And the Beatles a bit.
The Beatles a bit too. Like there's these vocal things that I can't keep adding that go like and you know the Beatles do that all the time, and I love that. I always think we could probably add that to this song too. We do it all the time. I can see it in the way you fake your smile.
Do you have a favorite song in this album?
I like the song Razorblade because it's long.
It's a favorite song.
It's your favorite one? Yeah.
We're connecting.
Yeah, you got my influences. Razorblade is nice because it's an experiment, you know, and it's not what we usually do, and so it's exciting. And
I feel the beginning is like stellar, like from the stars.
Okay,
I get a feeling, or a bit aquatic, I don't know.
The very beginning?
Yeah, the very beginning.
Actually, what we used in the very beginning, there's actually the sound of a baby's voice.
Oh yeah?
And a real one?
A real one. Okay. It's Devin's nephew.
Okay.
The baby's mother, Devin's sister, recorded him making just little baby sounds, and so then we put it into a sampler, and it's on the...
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And we put him in the credits too, as a vocalist,
What's his name?
Rowan.
Oh, so cute.
I've been really trying.
differences between the member of the band, like the personalities?
Okay, yeah.
This
Good
one
question.
is
This
too
is
much.
it's kind of personal, yeah.
Yeah.
How would I say
crazy
the
one?
difference is? Who's the crazy one?
Yeah, who's the crazy one?
We all take turns being the crazy one, I think. I mean, Isaac is like probably the nicest.
Okay.
Yeah. Dylan, is more. How would I say it? In the nicest possible way, I would say he's kind of like the nerdiest.
Oh, nice.
You know,
A geek?
A geek, a bit of a geek,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
We like geeks.
But if you watch what he does on stage, the way he's able to multitask, it's like geeking at its best, you know?
Okay,
Because it's
like a robot almost.
but it's very musical, you know? It's
Yeah.
very human the way
Yeah.
he does it, so that's amazing. Devin is like, you know, obviously super talented singer, amazing artist.
Yeah,
and,
his voice is
yeah,
amazing.
I remember when I first heard his voice at our first jam, that's really the first moment when I knew I was like, I could drop out of McGill and do this, you know,
yeah.
because this guy can sing.
I'm betting
yeah.
on your voice.
I'm betting on that voice, and we harmonized together, and that works, yeah. And
What about you?
what about me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about myself. What can you say?
Yeah, we're gonna go see it.
You can ask them. Yeah, ask them. Yeah.
You're like all really talented and dedicated. You all know many instruments. Almost everyone sings in the band. What is the creative process when everyone knows every instrument?
Yeah.
Are you like fighting for instruments, or are you just jamming the whole time? And what's
It's a lot of negotiation. Yeah. But it's nice because what will often happen is, if somebody's playing something, but then they think of something new that they also want to add, you can just give the part that you're playing to somebody else and say,
Okay,
you
yeah.
play that and I'll do the new one.
Okay, yeah.
We trade all the time, the parts that we play, because
Nice.
usually everybody can play each other's parts, and so it's like people say that about sports, that if you should know how to play every position.
Yeah,
And so it's
yeah,
kind of
okay.
similar in the
Do
band.
you switch sometimes? Like for real in concert or something like that?
Oh, well, often like in things like this, media stuff, what they request is acoustic sessions are stripped back. You know, they want us to just use an acoustic guitar, and so in that context, we will switch and we'll say like, well, I used to play the guitar, but this time I'll play the bass, and we change things all around.
Okay, everyone knows every.
There's
part,
usually
or?
something that everybody doesn't play very well. I don't play the drums very well.
Okay.
Dylan doesn't play the guitar very well.
Okay.
Isaac is the one that plays most things quite well.
Okay.
But yeah.
And I hear some counter bass, double bass.
Yeah, like stand-up bass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in one song, I don't remember. Which
What that actually is, that's good ears, but it's a sample of a kit. So we
okay.
didn't actually get somebody
Yeah,
in, but
okay,
Dylan plays it with a sample.
And violin as well. In
It's
the
real
first
violins for
song.
sure, yeah.
That's real violin in
Yeah,
the
we have
first
a
song?
real string quartet.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. And on stage Thursday, are they gonna be
Yes,
there?
they are going to be there. they're amazing.
Yeah.
4 girls, they're really
Nice.
great.
Oh, girl power.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl
I like
power,
that.
yeah.
Also, little question: is Jello on my mind a wink to Georgia on my mind?
No. I think you can tell what it's a wink to. Jello on my mind. Did you listen to the words?
Yeah, it's sexy. It's
Yeah.
sexy. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I meant the name. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite sexy.
Yeah.
I was also gonna ask, like, I think it's the most sexy album you did,
Yeah.
and also the video clip for Favorite Boy.
It's pretty sexy
Devin
too.
gets like girls
He
on
gets
it.
down, yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Are you like blooming?
It's sexually blooming at 29 years old? Yes.
Late
yes.
bloomer.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
No, but exploring sexual themes is something I'm still interested in
Yeah.
because it's such a part of art and always has been, and
It's rich.
it's rich. It's interesting. Yeah.
When you think of the band, what are you the most proud of?
That we're still a band, maybe that we haven't broken up and we're still making music. I'm proud of
Long-term relationship.
long-term relationship.
that's-
Takes work, man. It takes work. Yeah. And I'm proud of our music too. I think that the songwriting has been good.
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed to show it to anybody.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Are you like close friends too?
Yeah, we better be because we spend all of our time together. But of
Yeah.
course we are. They're my closest friends for sure.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice. Yeah, we were talking about the fact that you started your tour since September and you're gonna finish it in March with 43 shows. in Europe, Canada, United States. What are the pros and cons of touring?
It's a good life, like in a way. Like I'm looking at my schedule for Europe, and like we're going to be on a bus. There's nice big venues. I'm going to Paris and Berlin and London, and it's great. You know, that's cool. But it's disorienting to your life. It's hard on your relationships. Yeah. It's hard to maintain relationships of any kind back at home, and it's there's also something that you have to watch out for, which is that the emotional response that you get from people when you're on tour, not in the context of the show, but also just in the context of everything surrounding it, is it throws off your expectations about things, and to have then to go back and maintain stable relationships and a normal kind of just connections with people, it takes it, you have to reframe it. It takes different work.
What kind of expectations do you mean?
That I think when you're on stage and what you get used to is you make movements and you do things and then people cheer, you know? Yeah. That just, it's for your brain chemistry. That's it sets your expectations really high for what life is
Everybody
like. Everybody
is so excited about like seeing you, every move you make, and
something like that, like that. And then you kind of, I think in a way, get conditioned to you give things and people respond, you know, and normal human interactions are more mutual than that, you know, and so
or more complex
and more down to earth, and so you have to watch out. And
you told us you bought a house in Montreal.
Yeah.
When you walk in Montreal, do you get that response?
It depends. Usually in Montreal, if people recognize me, it's maybe once or twice a week, and it's really pleasant. They just say something nice, and then we go.
It's not like paparazzi.
No, not at all.
Screaming
not at all.
Like I don't know how faint.
Not at all. No.
Yeah. What would be the next big goal you would want for the band to reach?
There's a couple things. One is that I would like now to. I want to be able to make music in kind of maybe in a different way moving forward, which something more personal. I want to take like the production and kind of lift it off, and so it's just people. We can record more ourselves and release more frequently, and have the connection between us and the audience to be more direct. So it's not just like making a record and then touring it for 2 years and then taking 2 years to write another one. So to kind of just make life and music go together more, you know.
Social media, maybe.
Social media is such a struggle. I mean, it's so much. It's such a part of our life now, and like especially in the business that I'm in, that it's just like, oh, it's a constant headache. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
But you could use it like to just record something and put it on the web.
I know. That's what our marketing people tell us. But you're right. That is kind of what I'm talking about. Yeah. Although I'm thinking more like at the house that I just bought, there's a basement where I could put a studio, and so that if we, you know. Like I want to write a song and record it and release it, you know, like that fast.
But without the process of the production and
something like
sound engineers and stuff like that.
Yeah, Okay. And then you can really experiment with your sound, and then like in the hip hop world, they're able to like some shit goes down, and then they write a song, and then they record it that night and they release it like the next day. You know, like that's so cool.
And you're always wondering, how did they do that?
I know. So what? They just like. Where did they record and like how did it happen so fast? You know, but there must be a way.
Yeah. The last song of the album is New Truth, and it really sounds like a prayer or incantation or anthem. I don't know.
You're on the ball. Yeah.
What's the new truth? Because you say there's no truth like the new truth. What's that new truth?
Yeah,
you want to know? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna space out here. My answer is spaced out. Okay. When we were talking about that song, first we had the music and like the vocal melody, and it sounded kind of like, you know, proclamatory. You know, you're kind of announcing something. And so we thought, what if it was like there was kind of a creature from space that was watching Earth and talking about what was going on Earth, you know? And these are the things that creature would say. That's kind of the perspective of the song.
So you won't tell us what's the new
What the new truth? Then no, I would not. No.
That's a secret. We need to get in this sect or this religion to know it.
Part of it was kind of a quote that it kind of came out of actually when we were, from a couple years ago when we were watching what was happening in the 2016 elections in America.
Yeah,
it was like truth was changing, you know, and people would say alternative facts, you know. So then, if there's if there's alternative facts, then what is the truth? And so, well, whatever's now is true, you know, and then it's always the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
I think I'm gonna become a musical critic.
You should, a music analyst.
Because I was like fake news, new truth.
Yeah. Man, you're on the ball.
Well, thank you so much, Conner. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Can we have a hug?
Yes, we can.
I'm so small.